Okay, I have a bit of a special video for you guys. This is a 4th of July little special, and it's going to be one of the most annoying things that you have on your iOS 5, iOS 6 experience, and that is the iOS 6 and 5 App Store not working. You get iTunes, cannot connect to iTunes error. Well, with a couple tweaks and some certificates, this can work again. So let me show you guys how to fix this. And also for my American viewers, I don't know if I said this already, but happy 4th of July, and let's get into this. So another thing before I show you how to do this is not the most recommended thing that I would recommend to you guys to use as a main source of getting apps and stuff like that. I do not think it is the best method to do so. In my opinion, the best to do that is to just use iFunbox or Viteris. Either way, I will probably make... I have an iOS 4 and below playlist for sideloading with iFunbox. I will probably make one for iOS 6 and 5. It's just Viteris is the way more easier route to do that, but I will show the long way, which is iFunbox. But anyway, yeah, let's get in the video. So anyway, some prerequisites that you will need to do this. You will need to, first, let's do the, you're going to want to put in this URL right here, tlsroot.lin.ca/. You might have already installed all of these certificates, because sometimes I already made a video on this that Cydia will not load, and it'll be like a Cydia not loading error, and you'll need to install certificates for that to work. So anyway, you're just going to go through all of these 32 certificates, and you're going to install every single one of them. You just tap on one. So what I was going to say is you're going to tap on one, and you just hit install. So the next one we're going to do, and that's going to go for the next one as well. We're going to go to Apple PKI. You're just going to search this up in Safari. If you have Opera Mini, I would do that. If you got that off of Viteris, it's probably the easier way to do it, and I already have it installed, but we're just doing this anyway, so. And you're going to select the first one that's here, and be like apple.com/certificate-authority/ and it actually still works. On iOS 5, 6, these certificate things. So anyway, you're going to zoom in on these two right here, Apple ISTCA2G1 and Apple ISTCA8G1, and you're going to install both of these. And once these are installed, we're going to get into the tweaks that you will need. You'll need a couple tweaks for this to work, so yeah. Also, I like to mention that this method is not the full method. If you want to find the full method, which I'm not going to do because it pretty much just wipes everything off the device, and it's kind of inconvenient, and you have to delete system files and stuff like that. If you want to do that, I would just recommend watching iClassic's video on this, as he does the full method, and it's a bit longer, but you get to select up from updates and stuff like that, and install all of the apps that you've already previously installed on your other devices throughout with your iCloud. But I do not recommend that because it's just all for show, to be completely honest, with these App Store fixes, because it's just not as convenient as installing from somewhere else, because you have to put in your iCloud, and it's just kind of annoying. But anyway, let me show you how to do that. So you're going to need some tweaks, obviously, and you're going to need to be jailbroken for this. So go to Cydia, and I will show you the repos you need. So you'll get this repo right here, cydia.skyglow.es/, and you'll get Invoxy Play Games Cydia repo, cydia.invoxyplaygames.uk/, and you will get aoiblog.jp/. And from each one of these, we're going to start off with IPG Cydia repo Invoxy Play Games. So you're going to get Checkmate Store, and instead of just fully on installing this, you would hit, and then it would be an install thing, and then you could continue queuing. I already have this installed, as I usually do, and it's kind of inconvenient, but I'm sorry, because I have to test these things beforehand, and I do not have that broad of a collection, so that's, yeah. So anyway, you're going to go to Skyglow's repo, and you're going to get iTunes Store X, and you're going to hit this, and you're going to continue queuing, and then after that, you're going to go to aoiblog.jp, and you're going to hit App Store Fix, continue queuing, well, instead of continue queuing, this time you'd hit install and it would install all of these tweaks at once. And once all of these are installed, everything you have here is installed, you'll be able to sign into your iCloud, and you will just go into settings, iCloud, you can sign in. It will ask you for a verification, and the trick, because there's no like error verification thing built in, so the trick is to at the end of your password, after it submits the request for the verification, you put the verification code at the end of your password, and then you'll be able to log into your iCloud. And once that is done, now you should have a working app store, and you will no longer have that little weird whatever you call it thing, and you'll actually be able to install apps. But why I say this is inconvenient and is just for show is because you'll have to basically sign into your iCloud pretty much every time you have to install something, and it's very slow compared to something like Viteris or like iPhone box. So it's just not that convenient, but it's still a cool way to get it to work. And this has been a Certified Legacy, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy 4th of July, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.